even in the month of December, there are still stories of the Brexit talks potentially being extended. And after seeing that 15th of October deadline set out by Prime Minister Boris Johnson now long gone, it is fair enough, I think, to question just how much longer talks will be extended. Or, in fact, will the transition period itself be extended? Something the government have always denied and played down, but we see reports here in early December of Brexit talks potentially being extended. It's something significant enough that Nigel Farage recently commented, "I do hope that this lack of an agreement does not mean we are heading for an extension. After 4.5 years, he said, Brexit voters won't tolerate that." And yet here we are in December with yet more reports potentially of Brexit talks being extended. I'm going to bring you all the very latest in this report, guys, in this video. So make sure you've hit the subscribe button and the bell so you don't miss future reports. Of course, lots going on in terms of the Brexit negotiations. And just before I get into this video, if you are looking for a nice Christmas present, do check out the Brexit Biscuit at thebrexitbiscuit.co.uk. Baked in the heart of Lancashire to traditional methods and using the finest ingredients, a classic British indulgence, of course, wrapped up inside what else but an Article 50. Check that out. I'll put the link in the top pinned comment, thebrexitbiscuit.co.uk. Now, even as we sit here in early December, the Telegraph with the report today, Brexit talks could be extended if progress is made in the next few days, says George Eustice, the Environment Secretary. And of course, we keep hearing that Monday's the deadline, but then we heard that October was the deadline before that. So in terms of the extensions, there's a clear precedent here. And my question is this, because there are reports today that Boris Johnson at some stage could go on TV and announce no deal. The question is, just how long are the British government willing to allow these negotiations to go on before they draw a line in the sand and go no deal? I know so many of you want the UK, want the British government now to walk away. So the question is are the Brexit talks going to be extended? Could even the transition period be extended? It's a fair question to ask, I think. Now, government sources are suggesting that the chances of a deal are now no more than 50-50. But as I say, George Eustice, who's been doing a lot of interviews lately on behalf of the government, suggested that the Monday deadline, previously set out by Number 10, could be extended if progress is made, telling BBC's Andrew Marr that the talks were entering their final few days, but that there could be an extension if broad agreement is reached and details need to be thrashed out. He said, George Eustice, "I think we are probably now in the final few days in terms of deciding whether there can be an agreement. Of course, if the ambience warms up again and actually great progress is made, it's just about sorting out the detail, that you can always find more time," he said. "You can always extend." But he said, unless we can resolve these quite fundamental divergences at the moment, then we're going to have to take a position in the next few days. George Eustice also told LBC that Brexit negotiations could be extended beyond the Wednesday cut-off if progress is being made. Though he did say the transition period will not be extended, he said that the next 72 hours are critical, and if there's goodwill, as he described it, during those 72 hours and progress is being made, then it might be that there's no cut-off point on Wednesday. It might be that both sides agree that they're nearly there, and so they decide to persevere for a few more days. But just how much longer in the month of December are the negotiations going to continue on for? Could we see them continue till the end of this year and then into next year? Well, this is what former Brexit Secretary David Davis has said. He told the BBC he doesn't think there'll be time to ratify a Brexit trade deal, and there'll have to be a pause or a freeze, as he describes it, while that happens. Quoted, telling the BBC, "My suspicion is when it gets to the end of the month, there is no time to ratify, so they will have to do some sort of freeze in place of current custom arrangements to take us through the next few months until everybody from the European Parliament to the Walloon Parliament actually give their opinion." Now, speaking of David Davis, he also wrote in the Express that we'll find out in the coming days whether a deal is struck or not, or whether we'll move to a no deal, or more accurately, as he describes, a world trade deal with the EU. He said that there's nothing to fear from a supposed no-deal Brexit. In fact, if the EU continue with their wholly unreasonable demands, it's best solution and best deal for Britain. Politically and economically, we would ensure British interests are safeguarded. And as he lays out, a world trade Brexit would mean the freedom to strike free trade deals with major countries and an instant restoration of full UK sovereignty. Let me know what you think about that, guys. I think that's going to be music to Brexiteer ears. Now, the Times are reporting that if no progress is made in the negotiations, Boris Johnson's team is discussing plans for him to announce no deal in a televised address to the nation. Now, my question is, of course, just how long will the government wait before they go ahead and do that? Could we see that happen, finally, at the beginning of next week? Or, as I said, will we see this go on for weeks more till the end of this month, or even into next year? Interestingly enough, the Times are saying that cabinet ministers who even back Remain now said Britain should prepare for no deal and insisted Boris Johnson not bow to EU demands. And 13 cabinet ministers, apparently, including 8 who oppose Brexit, confirmed they would support no deal if Boris Johnson concludes that is necessary. Just get it done, said one who voted Remain. The PM should do what is best. He has total 100% rock solid cabinet support, according to a quote there in the Times. So the question is then, if Boris Johnson has that support, and I know the overwhelming majority of you on channels like this want a clean break from the EU, and frankly are as outraged as I am by some of these ludicrous EU demands, just how much longer will the British government wait before they announce no deal? Will we see Brexit talks extended again? Now, I did ask my supporters on the channel what they made of a potential Brexit talk extension. Here's what Chris said. Thanks for your support, by the way, guys. And if you do want to become a supporter, hit that join button. Would really appreciate it. Chris saying Boris needs to act his part as the leader of a free sovereign nation and stop behaving like the leader of one of the EU's colonies. Time to walk away. Now, to be fair, from the reports we've seen, the reports are that Boris Johnson actually is the toughest on the Brexit negotiations in terms of those around the cabinet table. I guess we'll soon find out. Mark saying it's time to get out of Dodge now. I certainly feel like that impatience now is growing. Just how much longer will we see the British government continue to negotiate? Will we see Brexit talks extended, or will we see the government finally walk away? Let me know what you think is going to happen, guys. And as ever, if you've enjoyed this report, if you found it helpful and informative, please give this video a big thumbs up. Would really appreciate that. And you can support my work by hitting the join button here on the channel. And of course, guys, as ever, thank you so much for watching.